Lumos! Hello and welcome back to Geek Space. Today we are talking about the secrets of Dumbledore. I know, it might look a little different. Anthony is not here today, but he's not replaced forever. He will be back. Today we are accompanied by our manager, social media manager, and my lovely fiance, Shaylee. We just thought that it was right that she came and sat on the show and hosted today because she's a huge Harry Potter fan. She was more excited about this movie than Anthony and I were. So she's here helping us today. So we are getting back into it with our movie episodes where we will give you the expectations that we have on YouTube, and then find us on Spotify at geek_space. I will put it right here. And we will give you our rating and our spoiler review of the movie, just in case you wanted to go watch it for yourselves or you're skeptical of it, you want to just hear what's in the movie before you go see it. We'll give that to you. So, let's hop right into it. So, talking about the last movie trailers, what we have now before the movie, we learn that Credence is a Dumbledore. Now, what does that mean? And how is he related to the Dumbledores, do you think?
That's a really good question. I think that's the biggest question going into this third movie, is how is he a Dumbledore? Because we know he's a Dumbledore because of the Phoenix coming to him. But it's interesting because it's said that the Phoenix presents itself to a Dumbledore in a time of need.
Mm.
So why did he present itself to Credence? So I think it's very interesting, that we have a little teaser, I think, for the next movie that it's going to explain. Why is he Dumbledore? Why did the Phoenix show up to him at the end of the second movie? As for who he could be in the Dumbledore family, Dumbledore has a brother. His name is Aberforth, and he used to have a sister. I can't remember her name. I'm blanking on it.
Ariana or something like that?
Yeah, something like Ariana. Now, she died in some sort of altercation between Dumbledore and Grindelwald. And his brother, Aberforth blames Dumbledore for her death. And that we learn, in the Harry Potter movies and in the books. So it's a possibility that it could be a child of Ariana, or it could be a child of Aberforth. I don't think it's a child of Dumbledore.
Why?
Because if we look at the Harry Potter movies, the way Dumbledore responded to Harry and kind of took Harry under his wing and cared for him, I don't think that Dumbledore would knowingly leave his child, his blood child, you know what I mean, without a family, without anybody there for him. I don't think that Dumbledore would do that. So I'm leaning towards one of the other two, possibly even a sibling, but highly unlikely because of Dumbledore's parents being dead already.
Gotcha. That is interesting. Quite honestly, I would say that it's more Aberforth's kid. I feel like that would only make sense because it says Ariana died younger?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe too young to have a kid. It doesn't really specify, does it?
I can't remember if it says her exact age when she dies, but you see the picture of her in the Harry Potter movies in the last movie.
Oh, that's right. See, I watched the movies. I'm still working on the books. I've read the first one.
He's getting there.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
So, so I really only have knowledge with the movies. So, I only know when she's mentioned in the movies, not really the books. But that's why Shaylee's here, because she's read the books and watched the movies. So she's more knowledgeable in this. So let's kind of switch gears now to, instead of the Dumbledores, let's talk about my favorite character, Jacob. I only like it. I love the aspect of like Muggles being introduced into the magic thing. I think it's awesome. It's a really great concept that they have going for him right now. But we see in this trailer that he's gifted a wand.
Mm-hmm. Dumbledore himself is like, here, give him this wand.
Yeah,
which is so cool.
It is really cool, and I just gotta wonder: is he going to? Is he actually going to, or are they actually going to say that he has magic in these movies? Because we saw that the Obliviate curse or spell didn't work on him in the first movie. And then the second movie, they're like, oh, well, it doesn't work.
He said, well, you said it only erases
bad
memories, but I didn't have any bad memories. Which I don't think that that's necessarily true.
I don't think so either.
I think that with the trailer teasing him having a wand and using magic, I think that it's very possible he has magical blood in his history somehow.
Right.
Because that would make sense why, the charm didn't work on him. Mm-hmm. It's a good possibility.
Yeah, and even in the trailer we see him casting a spell to make like clouds and thunder and everything at like this dinner party type thing. So and in that same scene, you see Queenie also. So it could be maybe them fighting, maybe him fighting for her type thing. Because in the last movie we saw that they kind of split.
Yeah, that was very sad.
Yeah, like she wants to marry Jacob, but she thinks the only way to do that is to go with Grindelwald because Grindelwald is fighting for Muggle right, which is a total lie. It's very opposite of what he wants. But so maybe it could be them fighting because now Jacob is on Dumbledore's team or the team of Dumbledore, whatever it is. And Queenie's on Grindelwald's team. So it could be them fighting, could not, but Jacob seems like he has magical abilities.
He does.
And
for sure.
I really like that concept and I hope that they continue with that and actually I hope we learn in this movie or in next movies, whichever one comes first, that we kind of like figure whichever one comes first. Obviously, this movie's coming first. But meaning, I hope we learn that Jacob does have magical abilities because I think that would be really awesome. I know some people are like, well, he's too old to learn magic. Who cares? It's a cool concept. Just roll with it. But yeah. So what do you think about Jacob and Queenie though?
Okay. So I was really heartbroken when she was sad and upset and she couldn't find her sister and she couldn't find Jacob. And in the last movie, she was crying and a follower of Grindelwald came to her and you know what I mean? They like deceived her and they were like, look, we can help you. We want you and Jacob to be together. And I think, honestly, they did that because of Queenie's powers. Because she can read minds. So maybe they tricked her into thinking that, you know what I mean? They knew exactly what to say to get her on their team. But it was really sad when Jacob was like, no, let's go, let's leave, don't go with him. And she went with him instead. So I'm really hoping to see their relationship fix somehow. Maybe, maybe she's leaving. I don't think that they would necessarily fight each other just because you can tell how much they love each other. Like they're one of the really strong relationship characters that they have going for them right now. And it's the forbidden love. I don't think that they would fight each other. I think maybe Jacob would be fighting for her. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can see them getting together, maybe not in this movie, but maybe in a couple movies. Like, I don't really know how long they would keep them apart. But like you said, it's the unforbidden love, so they're going to try to keep them apart.
Mm-hmm. It's the storyline that they have.
Right.
It's really good.
So we kind of talked a little bit about Jacob being on one team and Queenie being on another. So my theory, right, because that's kind of what I was pitching into, is that Dumbledore's building his own team to fight Grindelwald because of that blood pact that they have, which we kind of figured that out in the first and second movies, is that there's a blood pact where basically they can't fight each other or make a move or even think about making a move on each other, or else that blood pact will kill them or severely hurt them. Kind of like the unbreakable bond, just take another step further,
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Do you think that Dumbledore is building a team so they can fight Grindelwald because he can't, or
I
what
think
are you
that's
thinking?
a good possibility. I mean, you see, for instance, in the Harry Potter movies, Dumbledore's moving around, but it's like, Harry sets out a list that says Dumbledore's army. It's these people that's fighting for what Dumbledore believes in, and even though Dumbledore can't make a move against Grindelwald, maybe he can help out the rest of the team, the rest of the guys that are on his side. But it is interesting because he can't make a move against Grindelwald because of the Blood Pact. And the Blood Pact is, I think he said it in the last movie, we were stronger than brothers or something like that. So it is maybe more severe than an unbreakable vow.
Mm.
So I think it'll be interesting to see, because ultimately we know at the end of the Fantastic Beasts movies that there is going to be a fight between Grindelwald and Dumbledore. It has to be, because in maybe the first movie of Harry Potter, when Harry gets the chocolate frog card,
Right.
it says that Dumbledore is known for his defeat of Grindelwald in whatever year. So we know that those movies, that's what this is leading up to,
Right.
is the fight between them. So I think it's very interesting, like, how is the Blood Pact gonna affect the end result of them fighting?
Yeah.
Like, what happens?
And I kind of like that they're leading up to that too, because I feel like it's mentioned in the Harry Potter books and movies, but nobody really knows how it went down.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're about to see in the history of Harry Potter, like, how this fight actually went, what happened, what was the emotions like. I like that. I really do. I remember watching a fan film about it, but obviously they didn't know how it went, and it's kind of their own adaptation. But this is now from, like, J.K. Rowling herself, of, like,
working
what's
with
going
their
to
team.
happen. Yeah. So, and I really like it. I really
I like
do
the
enjoy
movies.
this.
The movies are very good. I feel like it's almost taking, like, what Star Wars did, how they went back in time and explained the story. And that went really well for Star Wars. So I feel like that's what, the Harry Potter world, that's what they're doing right now.
Right.
And it's working. All the fans love it.
Yeah. I mean, to speak for Anthony, since he's not here, he did mention, he said, I feel like this is going to be like the CW shows or the Fast and Furious franchise, where it's going to keep going. Because the Fantastic Beasts movies actually have been approved for 5 films. Mm-hmm. This is their third. But, Anthony, you'll be watching this, so I want you to know, I don't think that's right. I think that
they have a clear storyline.
They have exactly. Like,
they have a plan.
Sure. Quite honestly, I feel like this next movie might be one of those slower movies to prolong the fight. However, like the first 2 movies, I really enjoyed, and I from the trailers, it looks like I'm going to enjoy this third movie too. And even though they prolong the next one, like, still that end movie. It's going to be a really
good movie. I'm excited to see the fight scene go down, because it's supposed to be this grand thing. And I'm excited. I mean, obviously we know who wins, but still.
Right. I mean, this is supposed to be a fight that changed the history of the Wizarding World, so it's
almost as Voldemort and Harry's.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Hogwarts battle. It's an earlier version of that, which I think is really cool.
Right. And actually, to switch gears on the whole Harry Potter Voldemort thing, this will get you guys excited. It's about the cursed child. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to ruin it for you, burst your bubble. They asked Daniel Radcliffe about coming back for a cursed child movie, and he said no.
I'm very sad.
Yeah, he said if Star Wars can go and wait 20 years to come back with their original characters, so can the Harry Potter cast. Which, I don't agree with that, to be honest with you. Like, I've read The Cursed Child. That was the first book I read before I went to number 1. Well, it's a play. I read the play. I did cheat. It was really good. I really liked it. And for Daniel Radcliffe to say, no, I don't really want to yet. I'm kind of like, come on, man. Like, give the fans what they want.
I know that he has other things that he's playing in right now. Like, he was in that new...
The Lost City?
Yeah, The Lost City, which we watched that. That was really good. It was
a good movie.
It was really good. I liked his, kind of
twist on the bad guy.
Yes, the bad guy, because we've known him as the hero for so long. I know he's doing other movies, but still the storyline that he can create with Harry Potter, like...
I mean, don't get me wrong. I kind of see, to give him the benefit of the doubt, I know I'm kind of bashing on him a little bit. I can see why he doesn't want to. Like, Harry Potter did kind of take him through this depression and
it was
alcoholism and stuff like that. Yeah. So it kind of, I could see why he doesn't want to just hop right back into it. But this is kind of like a one movie thing. And I think also he's a little afraid of it being Star Wars, where it's like the prequels are going well, but he doesn't want to continue on with like another 3 movies after his movies, because then it's kind of like just it keeps going. Now all they're doing is repeating the story type thing, but that's the thing. Even in the Fantastic Beasts movies,
it's not repeating Harry Potter at all. This is a separate story, and I think that if J.K. Rowling were to keep working with like the producers,
right,
I don't think that it would repeat, even if he did come back.
Yeah, and I think that's what Daniel Radcliffe and us as fans need to see too, because I know there's some people out there that are like, please don't make another movie, because they're afraid it will be another Star Wars thing. Is George Lucas didn't necessarily have a whole lot to say in these new Star Wars movies. That's why I think they were crap. Like, George Lucas couldn't sit down in there and be like, you're copying my movies, like...
The storyline is the same.
Exactly. That's why the TV shows are doing so well, is because George Lucas is now in that, He's like, I really like... Yeah, is exactly what it was.
Because we totally did. We talked about that today.
Right. So, but reading The Cursed Child and knowing that J.K. Rowling will be there to put her input in, and that's what we want as fans, it's not a continuation, it's a continuation, but it's not just going to repeat itself. Like, The Cursed Child
they have its own storyline. Like, The Cursed Child is Harry's kids, Harry's one specific kid, and you could do spin-offs of that. Like the daughter, or is it a daughter or a son? I'm not sure. The baby of Lupin and what's her name? The girl with her pink hair. I'm the worst. But their child, it's in the books. You wouldn't see it.
Right.
Knox.
No.
Shoot, it's something close to that. Dang it.
Knox turns off the lights.
But you really do. Like, you could do different storylines that isn't repeating.
And even going along with, like, the Weasleys, right? Like, Ron and Hermione's children. And all that. So, I mean, hopefully in the next couple years...
Well, hopefully we will get one soon.
Because, I mean, think about it. Like, they all... Watching this anniversary episode they put on HBO Max... They all love each other. It's all one big happy family. They even said it and everything. So it's like, they will come back. If they get all
they'll do more than just a review thing that they did.
Right. Like that. I feel like if it's the right year, the right time, they haven't seen each other in this amount of years, and they're like, we want to do this. I feel like they'll all finally be able to be like, okay, yeah, let's do it. You know. But until then, we'll see. I mean, I'm okay with just watching these Fantastic Beasts movies as they come out. Like that's kind of holding me over for the Harry Potter stuff.
I don't presume that they'll do anything until the Fantastic Beasts movies are done. So, we have this one and then the next 2.
Yeah, so that's another 4 years to maybe get Daniel Radcliffe on the side of doing The Cursed Child. So
yeah,
we'll see. We'll make a new hashtag. No, I'm just kidding. But that's going to be it for this episode of Expectations. Again, catch us later on Spotify for our rating and our review. Rating first, so in case you don't want the spoilers, but if you do, stay for the whole thing. All right.
And follow, or like this
and subscribe
video and subscribe.
There you go.
And follow the Instagram. You guys... Yeah. Nothing else? Just the Instagram.
Yeah, just the Instagram. We'll put those in the description below. But other than that, thanks for geeking out with us.